I really do not want to head back to Denver. See, this is the thing about why I want to go nomadic. You know, it's driving out to some place that's just, the drive there is gorgeous. I mean, it's peaceful. It's, you know, just, it's not the city. It's not stressful. It's not a lot of weight on your shoulders. And you get out to a place like this and you'll stay a couple days, few days, and then you have to go back and drive all the way back to where you came from, just so you can go to work the following day or later that day or whatever. I want to be nomadic. I want to be able to get on the road, go someplace, enjoy my time. When I feel it's time to move, get up and go to the next spot. Not back. Not going back and back and back and back. Every time you go forward, going back. Why? I want to go and explore. I want to, you know, experience all the stuff that is out there, all these serene places, and meet the people who travel and do this, you know, full time. You know, retirees, young people, all kinds of people doing it. I mean, instead we get stagnant in our careers and our payments on our sticks and bricks and 101 other bills, and we're constantly trying to fight for 1 weekend of vacation or 1 week of vacation. You know, I want my life to be the vacation. I want to be able to work. I'm not saying I won't be lazy. I'm not a bum. I work. I'm a workaholic. I like to work. I do physical labor. I like to be active. I like to have that sense of accomplishment. I'm not a bum. A hobo? Maybe a hobo. You know, that's more of a free-spirited person who will work as needed and travel and experience, you know, and that's what I want to do. That's, you know, growing up as a young age, I got to see a lot of stuff moving around, a lot of the, you know, nature and scenery across the nation. Just driving, you know, growing up military, driving to a function, you know, seeing all these things on the side of a road that are in between cities, and that's where I got my love for it. I still remember coming from Alaska to Montana when I was a young age. Just the scenery driving through there, that's what it's about. When you're stuck in the city and that's all you're seeing is gray on red on gray on black on just concrete, and it's unnatural. It feels like a prison to me. I feel sick in the cities. You know, social anxieties, they weigh me down. I cannot be around large groups of people. I say stupid things. I can't get a peep out. My brain it's overload. It's complete overload, and I can't do it. You know, I try, and, you know, I don't see myself as not a people person. I can be pretty personable, and, you know, I'm a friendly guy. It's just, I've lost a lot of trust in people. I've lost a lot of faith in humanity, and I'm not saying I'm innocent, and none of us are innocent. None of us are innocent. We're all guilty. We're all here in the same game. You know, when something bad happens, don't go pointing fingers. I'm just saying, if things are looking bad and you don't stand up and do something, then you're just as guilty as everybody else who's doing it. Okay? You're not innocent. And that's the world we live in. There is nobody innocent on the face of this planet. We're all guilty. We all stem from the same source. I mean, I do believe in God. I believe everything is God. Everything is God. Not some boxed up Christian God, not some Muslim God. All existence, all the universe, all particles, all energy is God. You know? You, me, this vehicle, that camera, the air, you know, it's all God. The breath out of my mouth is a prayer. You know, every time I speak out loud and say something, whether it be negative or positive, that is a prayer. You don't need to go to church to pray. Okay? You don't need to have to be on your hands and knees and clasping your hands together, looking at the sky. You know, that's directing your prayer. Yeah, you can direct it in any which way you want to do it. There's no right or wrong way. Your breath is more powerful than you know. The energy that goes into feeding and creating your life is a lot of power to it. Ask yourself, you get into a fight, somebody uses words against you, they say something nasty. Years down the road, it still affects you. Those words are powerful. You know, and I'll say this as personal experience, that's what I'm used to. You know, I got a lot of stuff from way back in my past that is still eating me up. You know, it's, you know, people are not kind anymore, and they use their prayers, their power against one another, and it makes it very difficult to get through life. I'm not a positive person by all means. I'm not a negative person. I'm kind of teeter-tottered right between the two, and I believe in positivity, positive visualizations, and believing in positive outcomes, but I'm not naive. Shit happens. Okay, bad things happen. You know, and I think positive and negativity, and it's been a few months, I guess, but last girl I was dating, I thought she was great. She kind of was involved with the same lifestyle I was, you know, going full-time RVing, and she was a very positive person, very bubbly person. And I used to be just like her. I used to be very positive, and everything out of my mouth was an argument of positivity. You know, and I lost a lot through it. I didn't understand why. I was trying to do the best for people, you know, for myself, just being positive, you know, trying to look positively at everything. Well, when shit happens, that is a bitter disappointment when that's all you are trying to express is positivity, and then the negative comes back. It happens. Okay? This girl I was dating was very positive like that, and I kind of got over it. You know, I grew and realized there's a point where you got to realize there's both positive and negative out there. Okay, you can't live one without the other. And positivity is no longer positive when you're shoving it down somebody's throats. I used to do it all the time. You Stop being so negative. Stop. It's because you're always so negative. You're trying to shove down my throat that positivity. It's no longer feeling positive. It's and that's where me and her kind of, we ended very quickly. Just over something stupid like that. People don't take the time to try to understand each other, really understand each other, really listen. And it's one of those things. There's only one me. There's only one me. I'm very unique. But you know what? That's untrue. That's a bunch of bullshit. Sure, I am unique. I am myself. I am an individual. That's that. But every person, every time you run across somebody, their perception of you, their visual of you, the you who you are is not necessarily the you that you are to them. So 1,000 different people see 1,000 different yous. There's not just one you. 1,000 different perceptions of who you are. And not a single one of them are right. Not a single one of them are wrong. It's a perception based off of that person who's perceiving you. I look at the color blue. It may look violet to somebody else. Or you see the memes all the time, big 6 or a big 9 written on the floor. One person on one side, one person on the other, pointing down, that's a 6, no, that's a 9. It's perception. Everybody sees differently. Thus, there is not just one you. Even the closest people in your life don't 100% know you. And we got to understand that that's how it is. It causes me a lot of anxiety to feel that way because I'll never be understood. I'll never be fully understood or, understand the people that are around me the best that I can, but then again, it's not so anxious when you realize that it doesn't really matter what others think. It doesn't really matter how many yous are out there. If you just stick with who you are individually, your perception of you. Your perception of you is what matters. Because all those other perceptions are different. Your best friend, your mother, your son, your neighbor, your teacher, that customer you had last week in your diner, they all see you as a different person. And see, this is I haven't smoked yet this morning, and this is how my anxiety gets. I don't talk a lot. I don't talk normally. So me talking all this out, it's probably a clusterfuck of madness, and I'm sure it's not. I am a world of contradiction. I'll tell you that. That's anxiety. It is a world of contradiction. And that contradiction is inside you. And it's consistent. 1 minute up is up, next minute up is down, next second up is left, next is going through freaking a rip in the time fabric. It just, there's no direction. I'm not a stupid person. I do know a lot of things. Most of my knowledge is useless knowledge, but it's all up here, and it creates madness sometimes. It's a world of contradiction. It's another thing about the city life. I hate traffic. I despise traffic. You know, and I am constantly hearing it from people, you know, because of money and because of me liking to be out in nature and away from the city and everything. A lot of people are always telling me, why don't you be a truck driver? I can't do it. The anxieties, I mean, driving down the road, I'm white knuckle. In traffic, I'm white knuckle. No matter where I am or how comfortable a location I am white knuckle. I don't drive manual transmissions because of anxiety. I cannot do it. You know, I need to keep it as simple as possible because my mind and my eyes and everything is going 1,000 miles an hour, and I'm usually on verge of freaking out. I can't have distraction. If I have a passenger and they're talking my ear off, you know, I miss my turns. I get turned around. I go the wrong way. I get into car accidents. You know, I cannot. I can't keep it calm in my mind. It's one of those things. I hate driving. I love driving. Okay, I live in a van. Okay, so this is the contradictions of my mind. Okay, I love living in the van. I love driving. I just hate the traffic. I hate the traffic of the cities. Okay, put me out on those, you know, county roads, or I'm out on Colorado roads, and it's great. You see a handful of people driving here and there. Speed limits are fast, 65 miles an hour, you know, which is a pretty standard country road mileage, anywhere between 55 and 70, you know. And no traffic, no stress, no distraction, you know, no anxiety. I get to driving away from the city, and it's like, this is what I need. I can't do the fast pace. You know, I did it for 40 years. No, I'm 40 years old. I've been doing the van life for 2 years, but up until that 2 years ago, I mean, I was caught up in the same rat race and struggling and fighting like everybody else. And then I decided to change it, slow it down, make it my pace. And I've learned a lot about myself in doing this. I learned a lot about myself doing this because I suddenly had money. I wasn't feeding it to the corporations and the banks. It wasn't going to my rent, my utilities, my, you know, payments on the cars, and, you know, everything that adds up in a typical lifestyle of a typical American. You know, and I said, screw all that, get rid of it, get rid of all my stuff, buy a vehicle that I'm not making payments on. Technically, I have 4 bills to my name: my vehicle insurance, my phone, my gym membership, and my roadside assistance. That's all I need. I don't have medical insurance. I don't have vision, dental, and stuff like that. That I do need to get. Finding it inexpensive is going to be really rough. I haven't done the research. I've watched a lot of videos, and, you know, people talking about insurances and stuff like that on the road, and you know, I just have to do some detailed research into it to be prepared, because I do need to get medical insurance, but it is worth every moment of it, you know.